I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you been a front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come on with a dank, scrolling in a tank, rolling with a gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Hello, chaps. Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. with me mate Eazy, joined by my mate Spin More Racks.
What up, dog?
You and Chris in the TD booth. JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. A lot of news popping for a Wednesday.
Yes.
Usually Wednesdays are like...
Been a very busy Wednesday.
Yeah. Usually they're not very busy.
Yeah.
But a lot today across, well, I guess two main Detroit sports. Red Wings, Dylan Larkin extended.
Tigers had a walk-off win.
They came back?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the second game.
Yeah.
Second they lost like 8-17 or something.
They won 8-7.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
John Morant's beating up teenagers.
Yeah, you saw that? Hit this guy said like 13 times.
Said 12 to 13 times and
flashed the gun.
Yeah.
Cap. I'm gonna call him Cap. Wild. That is Cap.
This doesn't make sense to me.
He would be in jail.
Fucking stupid.
You go to jail for those things. A kid?
Yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, there was that report a couple weeks ago of it was outside of Indiana, right, where some Memphis players may or may not have like pointed a gun at some
laser
fans
situation.
or something.
Yeah.
So
well, that was investigated into being Cap as well.
That was John Morant's friend.
Yeah. But again, that ended up being Cap. I don't know. I feel bad. I get Ja's brash. I guess maybe is the word I'm looking for. And I'm starting to feel bad for him. It's almost like people are just hunting him to like
He's trying to
pin
get him
these stories on him. Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Maybe he's trying to get his street
beating up
cred
teenagers. It's his own fault.
Dude,
I don't think he beat up a teenager though.
I think he's everything we thought Ben Johnson was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Morant is the real Ben Johnson.
That ass. Maybe it's him putting these stories out to build his street cred a little bit.
Maybe Jalen Ramsey
I'm
setting him
gangster.
up.
How about I let them know I beat up this 13-year-old?
Why? Yeah. Why does he? It was 17-year-old, but why does he need street cred? I don't understand that.
Yeah. I mean,
He's a basketball player. You don't need street cred.
I mean, I'm joking, obviously. But
Yeah.
I don't really think it's. There was one incident, I guess, the Twitter one, and we watched that take place live.
Yeah.
He's talking about hollow tips, like some like random guy on Twitter. And I was like, yo, that's wild for him to be saying
It's
that.
just stupid. It's just fucking stupid,
it is
bro.
stupid.
You're making millions of dollars. Why are you acting like an idiot?
Yeah.
Like, you
I
need better
can't,
friends. You need better friends.
Yeah.
If my boy was making millions of dollars and was doing stupid shit like that, I'd slap the shit out of him.
Like, you're stupid.
Be like, yeah, stop being an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
That's why, like, I almost like. I mean, I'm sure his friends are dumbasses, especially like concluding the Indiana Pacers situation.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I just feel like a lot of this stuff is just like narrative driven. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the NBA investigated the Indiana Pacers situation.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this situation. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it.
Yeah,
I feel
they
like,
pulled out. There's a club across the street, and the club lights were coming in the.
Yeah.
They got hollows.
Yeah, like I don't know. Again, I just feel like a lot of it's narrative driven, and I kind of feel I'm starting to feel bad for Ja. At a certain point, yeah, you would point at a guy and be like, "You're not hood," or "You're not this, you're not that." But like when a lot of this stuff is turning out not to be true, and granted, that doesn't say this thing isn't true, but I don't know if you read the report. The mom like asked for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
After the incident, like I don't know. I'm calling Cap.
I mean, I'm with you, all jokes aside, but also, like, if I'm that mom, for sure I'm asking John Morant for millions.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're not doing your job if you're
Dude,
not asking for
if
millions.
a professional athlete touches me,
Yeah.
I'm falling to the ground.
Bag chasing.
Yeah. Falling to the ground immediately. I'm gonna need $100,000 or
My
40.
neck and my back.
Yeah.
I need Tesla.
My neck, my back,
My neck and my back.
Now,
No,
what
I
if it's
feel-
Russell Wilson? Are you just standing your ground and fighting, or are you falling?
I think you do both. Because
I
at a
think
certain point, it's
if he
defense.
touches me first, I'm whooping his ass, and then I'm suing him.
You know what's crazy? Is that thing true? Like 3
Best of
hits
both
and
worlds.
it's self-defense?
Miley
is
Cyrus.
Is that fact? Or is that like...
What, 3? I think you can just, as soon as somebody touches you.
Yeah. I know when I was going to school, or not school, but when I was getting my license for, my carrier's license or whatever, you had to like try to maintain 3 feet no matter what. Otherwise, like you're like in the wrong.
Yeah.
But fighting hand to hand, I mean,
Fighting hand to hand.
different, right?
You stay 3 feet and still catch his hands flying neat.
What's facts?
But no, we obviously got a lot to talk about today. A lot of Red Wings news. Obviously, Dylan Larkin had some news.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie just fleeced the Vancouver Canucks. Love to see that.
What I missed? What?
Yeah.
What happened?
And we're going to talk about it.
Save it for the show.
Save it for the show.
We can't at least say what it is?
Yeah, Stevie Yzerman just traded Philip Hronek and a 4th round draft pick to Vancouver Canucks for a 1st and 2nd round draft pick.
Damn.
So,
That
just
boy
Stevie
nice.
doing Stevie things,
Not
bro.
that bag.
I feel
Stevie
like,
teams, you know?
all right, live reenactment of a GM answering a call from Steve Yzerman. Like, call me.
All right.
313. Oh, fuck. Oh, what do I do? I gotta answer it, right? I gotta answer it. I cannot answer it, but it's. Hello?
It's the captain.
Oh, hi, Mr. Yzerman. Hi.
How's it going?
It's pretty good. You know, I got a lot of draft picks here. Got a good team going. Why is
First and a fourth.
First and a fourth.
Hronek. 33 goals this year. 33 points. 33 points.
We don't really need to. We don't really
First
need
and a fourth. First and a fourth. Deal. We got a deal. Hey, thank you.
What?
Appreciate you. You have a good day, all right?
All right. What do you do? I gave him a first and a second. What do you mean a first and a second? I gave him a first and a second. What do you want me to do? He's fucking Steve Yzerman. The man doesn't miss, bro. Doesn't miss.
There's a first and a second?
First and a second for Hronek and a 4th.
Fuck.
Got him!
That is...
It's amazing. The guy is...
Isn't this Hronek's like best season?
He was off to a hot start. He's been slumping recently, but the guy is a monster, dude. The guy is a shark. Like a literal shark. Who's going to get it? Trade deadline Steve Yzerman is like draft day Brad Holmes. Like a force you do not fuck with.
I truly believe it, though, because Brad Holmes, I could see that cracking a little bit to be a bit more personal on the phone or in conversation. But Stevie, even in like his press conferences, like, you know, like some of those people, like, there's some people like try to pretend like they're smartasses and they're really just dumbasses trying to be smartass. But then there are those people who truly are like genius level, savant level, brilliant. And in conversation, you can just tell by like the tone and inflection of their voice that they just, not that they think lower of you, but they're like, why the fuck am I wasting my time with this conversation? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just above or 3 steps ahead of like what you're asking, what you're thinking, all that stuff, and that is Stevie Y. He's almost too smart to even sit and look cool.
You will trade me 2 high draft picks for an average player and a 4th. You will do it. These are not the picks you're looking for. This player is fantastic. He'll put you in cup contention. Thank you. Have a good day.
Is Vancouver like competing for?
No.
Wow.
Canucks aren't good.
And are you familiar with Hronek's contract? Like, is he locked up for a while, or what? You can pull that one. What up, Chris?
Jamie, pull that up.
My one question for Spencer would be is how much does this, because obviously you're trading a current player for draft capital, and sounds like a great trade, so I'm all for it, but at the end of the day, how much does this, in the Wings being in the playoff chase, how much does this affect the right now, the last 20-plus games?
You can bring
of
up
the
Simon
season?
Edmondson. He'll be better than Hronek was already.
You think so?
Yes, immediately.
Do you think?
I mean, Hronek, like, don't get me wrong, he's a solid defenseman. He's good offensive defenseman, but he ain't nothing special. He ain't first-round pick value, and that's what they got for him. Hronek is signed through 2024.
Okay, so that's not even
So
like
he's
a
got
long
2 years left on his deal.
That is actually insane.
The guy
that is actually wild.
The guy is an absolute monster.
And like part of me was thinking like, okay, like a first and a second, like you hear that, and initially, for me at least, I'm thinking like, okay, it's kind of prolonging the rebuild, right? Because in hockey, your first round picks, you don't always see them until like maybe 3 years. You know what I'm saying? But that's not even necessarily the case. Maybe he flips those into actual players.
Yes.
You know, actual assets. The same way you saw.
He's still going to do something because now they have space. He is going to take on a bad contract and get another high draft pick.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
We take on another bad contract.
On a bad expiring contract for a team that wants to, you know, Neil calls it weaponizing the salary cap. That's what he's going to do because they have space now. So he's going to take on a contract. He's going to take on a contract. He's going to get another draft pick. Steve Yzerman is just a fucking wizard, man. I love this guy so much. Like,
You're saying he's going to take on another bad contract and get a draft pick out of it?
Out of it, yeah.
How, Sway?
Like eating the
Just like
contract,
NBA.
and so they throw in a draft pick because you're eating the
Oh,
contract.
I see what you're saying. I don't know, man. I think next year they might be ready to, like,
Yeah,
do
but
the
it's
damn
not
thing.
going to be a player that'll be here next year.
Mhm.
It's going to be a player that's gone. They gone. But it's just renting out the cap space you have this year for a draft pick,
That's
basically.
genius.
You're saying still on this year's book.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Genius.
I guess the part... Well, actually, no, I don't see what you're saying. And maybe I'm just stupid here. You're saying he's going to pick up a contract this year
Yes.
and get a first-round pick out of it?
Maybe not a first-round pick, but a high-round pick for a player somebody's trying to get off their books so they can make another move. Like, say, the Rangers
So
or
NHL
Edmonton.
trades don't work like NBA, where, like, if a guy's traded, you can't trade him again for, like,
No.
X amount of months.
No.
You can trade him
If,
right
like,
away.
yeah, if say Edmonton or the Rangers or the Capitals or teams that are either competing or trying to get that push into the playoffs have a bad contract on their books and they want to make a move to get a player over, they're going to trade that bad contract to the Red Wings in like a 3-team deal, give them a pick, and then get the good player because they made the space by getting rid of that contract.
I see what you're saying.
So the Red Wings have open space that they can eat that contract, which comes along with a pick.
I guess, and to my theory, because initially I'm thinking, like, oh, no, there's probably people along the rebuild. Like, he has to use this. We're not going to see this first-round pick for a while. Do you think that first-round pick ends up playing for the Red Wings or becomes an asset to grab? What did Evander Kane go for this year?
I'm not sure. They're not buying. They're not buying right now.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, do you think that pick?
I think
plays
they
for the
make
Red
that
Wings?
draft pick. Yes.
Yeah.
I think the Red Wings.
Is this next year's draft? then?
Yes. It said could be a 2024, which I don't know what the.
Maybe it's part of, like, the dynasty. You know, if they are.
I don't know what the
picking.
stipulations of the deal is that would make it a 2024. I mean, it can't be like, oh, if they're. Maybe it's like if the Red Wings make the playoffs, then it's a 2024 first or something like that. But the Red Wings are going to use that pick to draft a player.
Okay.
And I really hope this means they're going to bring up Simon Edvinsson because I want to see that beast on skates.
Now, again, in NHL, I know that these guys. Did Simon Edvinsson, isn't it like a year and a half before he has to, like, move up or until, like, his contract actually, like, kicks into
Until
place?
it kicks in, yeah.
Yeah, how's that work?
I'm not sure exactly.
Okay.
I'm not going to cap.
I know it's a thing. I just don't know, like, the time.
Yeah.
Strengths with it. Okay, cool. I'm learning about NHL trades. The reason why I brought that up, I get the concept of the salary dump trade. That was one of the reasons I was actually got turned on to the Russell Westbrook situation being a possibility for the Pistons. But in all actuality, NHL doesn't operate obviously the same with NBA rules.
Yeah.
And we learned the hockey, as they say.
Simon Edvinsson signed a 3-year contract in 2022. So he's signed
But when's it kick in? You know what I'm saying?
2025. Right now. Like, he's getting he signed the $5 million
Because he's
contract.
here playing in
Yeah, because he's
Grand
in the
Rapids.
AHL. So
Okay. All right. Chris, were you going to ask something?
Yeah, I was just going to add to Spencer, or just ask a question to Spencer. Like, you see a lot of trade deadline teams in the NBA moving to kind of save like a luxury tax and save money there. Is that also kind of a thing in the NHL, or no? Or are you just saying that they strictly wanted to move it for a better player that they could then use that money for?
for a player, they're trying to free up space on their team to get a better player. So they dump that. Like, say you got a guy who's making $4 or $5 million a year that isn't very good. You trade him to the Red Wings with a pick, so you can go out and get somebody that's worth the $5 million a year. But Edvinsson's getting half of his deal. Like, he's getting $80,000 a year in the AHL. If he gets moved up to the big club, he gets his full contract.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
So every time when you're in the AHL, you're making $80,000. You're making like half of your salary.
Okay. Flipman in the Woodward Sports Chat talking that smoke, but guess what? Now you know, Mr. Flipman. Mr. Flipman, you're always welcome to call in too. If you got something brilliant to
So I'm just excited.
want to teach somebody something.
I'm just excited. It wasn't in, like,
Hronek
Hronek was all right. He's good on the power play. Maybe a top 4 defenseman. Not really. He'd probably be a bottom pairing defenseman, but it's just great.
It's wild. First,
It's
second,
just
for
great.
bottom
A
pair
great
defenseman.
trade by Steve Yzerman.
Well, Stevie Y's got the Detroit Red Wings rebuild on. It's expedited. All right, because Stevie Y cares about uptime, and he probably went to Alta because at Alta,
Uptime.
Madness. Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up. Alta Rent's got you covered. Make sure you guys give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where
Uptime.
Madness is the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back talking Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and more.
I love wearing clothes, then you should be wearing Woodward sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rats.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth. JB Smooth, the ones and twos, and we're rocking along on a Wednesday. Lots of news popping off in the Detroit media market, even actually nationally, because Jalen Carter, a guy who's been mocked as the number one overall pick in certain drafts, if not that, wherever, possibly even number two, wherever the Bears may land, is where he's projected to be picked back up. Had some wild news come out today.
Yes.
Odd timing, kind of POS timing, but I get it. If you don't know, and maybe I'll address it as this too, because a while back, Spinny and I sat up here and we joked around about not caring if a defensive lineman prospect had a rap sheet or character issues, and here we are today with a defensive lineman developing a rap sheet. One is especially surrounding the death of both a teammate and a Georgia staffer. And I'm here to tell you, I still draft him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
1,000% I would draft him.
Rest in peace to Chandler LaCroix and the Georgia staffer along, with him. It's an awful incident, but that doesn't. It's a reckless driving ticket, from what I understand.
Yeah,
it's a misdemeanor.
So I got it right here.
Okay.
As a result of the ongoing investigation into the January 15th, 2023 fatal crash that occurred in the 900 block of Barrett Shoals Road, the Athens-Clarke County Police Department has secured arrest warrants for Jalen Carter, 21, for reckless driving and racing. The investigation found that Chandler LaCroix, driver of the 2021 Ford Expedition, and Jalen Carter, driver of a 2021 Jeep Trackhawk, were operating their vehicles in a manner consistent with racing shortly after leaving a downtown Athens area at about 2:30 a.m. The evidence demonstrated that both vehicles switched between lanes, drove in the center turn lane, drove in opposite lanes of travel, overtook other motorists, and drove at high rates of speed in an apparent attempt to outdistance each other. Evidence indicated that shortly before the crash, the Expedition was traveling at about 104 miles per hour. The toxicology report indicated that LaCroix's blood alcohol concentration was 0.197.
Ooh.
At the time of the crash. Investigators determined that alcohol, impairment, racing, reckless driving, and speed were significant contributing factors to the crash. So Jalen Carter has been, obviously there was warrants put out for reckless driving and racing, which are both misdemeanors in the state of Georgia. So not felony charges, misdemeanors. It was said that he lied, he fled the scene and lied to the police about what happened or his involvement. So we'll see what's going on there, and with what we have now, with the information we have now, that Jalen Carter has warrants out for 2 misdemeanor crimes, I am unequivocally 1,000% drafting him if he falls to 6. No doubt in my mind.
100%. Again, condolences to the families, friends, the Georgia program. I mean,
yes.
This has actually got to be especially tough on him, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm not saying that accident or something bad didn't happen here in terms of him as an individual. Did he make a bad choice? 100%.
Bad, terrible
more than likely.
Yeah.
Everything's accusations as of now, but all signs point to a bad decision was made, and ultimately somebody paid the ultimate price. 2 people paid the ultimate price in losing their lives. At 21, though, Spinny, had you ever raced your boys down Gratiot or Hall Road or?
I have.
94,
Yes.
696. Chris,
Yeah.
have you ever done it?
Yeah.
JB?
Oh yeah, of course.
Driving in and out of traffic and stuff like that is a little different, though.
And
Driving on the other side of traffic and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but
I think the most alarming piece of it is like you mentioning, which is new information to me, that there's like blood alcohol content within.
197, yeah,
That's
a lot.
But again, young mistakes happens. I think this happening on like one of the biggest moments for Jalen Carter in the draft combine.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say there's a lesson learned because goddamn, it's scary, and I'm sure it's very possible he may drop because of this, and that's him losing millions and millions of dollars. Is that enough for him to learn a lesson? I don't know, because he's still being rewarded millions and millions of dollars at the end of the day. I'm still not letting it stop me though, because I still understand that he's a young man. I think once you, in an organization like the Detroit Lions especially, I feel like with Dan Campbell was like he's really connecting with guys.
Yes.
Brad Holmes even in the departure of certain teammates, being cut from the team, they're still hugging and thanking them for the opportunities and stuff like that. I'm sure that happens here and there, but it felt genuine, and you hear that it's genuine across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I think this, dare I say, because the Lions have yet to win a playoff game or even go to the playoffs with this new regime, but I think this is the type of culture that could like turn that the other way, because the guys representing this team and teaching these players are guys that been in those situations, the former players themselves,
yes,
that have had teammates go down a wrong road or had teammates turn things around. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have like first-hand experience with it. Maybe they're examples of that themselves. Aaron Glenn, Dan Campbell, whoever the hell else we have in this damn coaching staff. They're getting more added by the day. But I think this is one that maybe I sound crazy, and I'm okay with sounding crazy. You guys think I'm crazy anyway, even when I think I'm making sense. This is one where I think I may sound crazy. But I think this may be a place where Jalen Carter, if there is an issue there, it could be tempered or solved.
And I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this in the chat. Is Troll Poppy, the wide receiver from the Raiders, though, still locked up for manslaughter because he hit somebody and they died?
Yeah.
It's different when if Jalen Carter would have been in the vehicle that hit someone and it killed someone, then that is vehicular manslaughter. But they were in opposite vehicles, and the vehicle he was racing against or allegedly racing against crashed, and the people inside of the vehicles tragically lost their lives.
And can I be
Henry Ruggs is a completely different situation.
Something else too, real quick, to add on top of it, like, and this is being like a straight shooter with you, being as real as possible. If Jalen Carter had been drinking that night during this event, where he lost both a teammate and a staffer that they obviously probably friends with because he's out hanging out with them, and you knew you had this draft coming up where you're more than likely going to be, because this is shortly after the national championship parade, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
You know that you have your possible number 1 overall pick. Spinny, keeping it above, I'm leaving the fucking scene too, brother. And I'm sure his friends encourage him to leave as well, because he does have a lot. His future is bright. And I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Is that the shitty thing to say? Sure. Is that a piece of shit thing to say? Sure. But factually speaking, if he had gotten a DUI that night where his friends died, he's not being talked about as the number 1 overall pick. He's not being talked about even the number 6 pick to the Detroit Lions. Matter of fact, he's probably in jail or on probation or something. Had he stayed and been honest with the cops that night.
You have to assume that is why he fled the scene.
Selfishly for himself, probably made the right decision. Is he suffering consequences now? Yeah. Would they have been a hell of a lot worse then? Probably so. I'm assuming. All signs point to it, in my opinion. I ain't tripping.
Yeah, it was a tragic situation, and yeah, condolences to the families of the loved ones that lost their lives on that day. But I'm still drafting Jalen Carter if he falls to number 6.
Me too. Patty Grimes in Woodward Sports Chat says he left his friend to die. That is awful. But again, in the grand scheme of things, I this is getting places where I don't even want to have that type of conversation. But I'm sure his friend or his friend's family would have said the same thing. Go get the fuck out of here. We fucked up. Live life for me at this point. You know what I'm saying? I mean that may sound bad to say, but I tell you guys all the time, I speak my true opinion up here. I'm never gonna bullshit you, but it sounds fucked up, yes, but there's so much more riding on Jalen Carter, and unfortunately, again, the ultimate consequences suffered, where we're paid. But in the grand scheme of things, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. It's fucked up, but it's the.
I don't know if I can agree with that too. Like you said, leave the guy to die, but
Yeah.
And that's getting that to me is getting too much into the weeds of like the thoughts, because we don't know the line of events. Like he may have just immediately left and not even had seen the incident happen or anything. Again, I don't know the details.
We don't know the details of what happened, where he was, where if he saw the accident happen or anything. We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Because that's something I was going to bring up as well, too. What if, he's sitting here racing, sees him veer off somewhere, but doesn't actually see the accident and thinks or believes that, the next day or the next morning that everything is fine. Like, he'll just, meet up with his teammates and everyone again like nothing happened, But then again, like, he just doesn't know, and we all know that alcohol was involved, but still at the same time, like, you don't know if you just sit there and stop, and you can't sit here and say that he watched his teammate die like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a sticky situation, and it is what it is. And then maybe that's the thing, because we had what we call these super chats these days.
Yeah.
Shout out to Flick Story Entertainment with the super chat. Says, love the Lions press conference. They express culture and an all-around fit to the team, not just talent. Dan Campbell said he has 4 names circled. Loved his transparency. That kind of spins into this, and we're going to get back to when we come back from the break, but like knowing that is the way this regime's ran with the culture first, football-minded guys first, is Jalen Carter unchecked from that list at this point?
You would think so.
Let's get into it, but not before you tell us about Planet Fitness.
I will, because Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. A full-body workout in just 30 minutes in a 30-minute circuit, and you get all of that for just $10 a month. You can also improve into the Black Card, where you get the use of amenities such as unlimited tanning, hydro massage chairs, total body enhancement, along with access to over 2,000 gyms worldwide. So join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir-fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-FIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Welcome back to the World of Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by my man Spitmore Rex, Young Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s, and we're kind of just talking about the Jalen Carter stuff and how it affects the NFL draft from this standpoint. Both Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell spoke with the media today. Brad Holmes with multiple media sources, and then once again on the podium in front of everybody. But we're asking the question thanks to Flicks Entertainment and the Woodward Sports chat. Knowing the direction of this team, they've always drafted football-minded guys first.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jalen Carter that?
You would think by the history of the Lions and how they draft, by what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have gone out in public and said about culture and guys that fit and guys that are part of their culture, guys they could see being part of their culture. You would think that Jalen Carter falls past them at this point with what happened. Again, we don't know all that happened. We were given the details that he presumably was racing the car that had the accident and fled the scene. And I'm sure there will be a lot more to come out, and a lot more once this case gets ironed down. But you would think that this would remove him off of their radar. Yes, I would think so, at least.
And in a lot of situations too, like again, to like not defending Jalen Carter, but just reminding people that this is like everything's still in due process of what actually went on. There's a lot of people in Woodward Sports Chat saying that he left his friend to die and all that stuff like that. Like we don't know that. We don't know the facts of the situation at all. Mm-hmm. All we know is that 2 people died. There was some racing involved. This per like police reports. We don't know the facts of the matter. Like JB said, maybe he crashed and he was scared to get caught, so he just kept on driving. A lot of times people aren't even pronounced. This sounds so shitty to say, but a lot of times people aren't even pronounced dead until like they're at the actual hospital, and the hospital can confirm that. Jalen Carter's not that. You know, like people are talking like he held him in his hand, saw he was dead, then dropped him and left. Could that be? Maybe. I doubt it though. I mean, whatever. Does that upset you though?
Just what upset me?
Like, I guess knowing the Detroit Lions may pass on him because of this.
Like I said, there's still a lot that has to come out in this story, but we'll see. That's what the Lions have been doing. That's what the Lions have been building their way, and I think that the caliber of player that he is, you shouldn't pass on him based off of this, personally. But
yeah,
it's what the Lions have been proven to do. The Lions, Neil made a point that they did the same thing with Randy Moss.
Well, it's a different regime.
They passed on Randy Moss for a character issue. They passed on other people for character issues. And does that turn around and bite you in the ass? Yeah, sometimes it does, but if you have your morals, you have your stones set. Like, they talk about culture all the time and fit. So we'll see what goes on. We'll see what else develops with the story. But like I said, I would think that this would take Jalen Carter off of the Lions' radar.
Yeah. And it's not even like he had control of the car. Like, people like trying to like spin this into like blaming him completely, because it's kind of wild to me. But I'm with you too. And I guess in more recent memory, and this isn't the same situation at all, but more recent memory with this regime specifically, I think back to the Micah Parsons draft. Mm-hmm. Now, my memory may be foggy in like what type of prospect he was considered at that time, because Jalen Carter, again, is being discussed as number 1 overall.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the case with Micah Parsons, but there was a lot more quarterbacks in that draft too. But there's quarterbacks in this one too, to be honest with you. I mean, Carter's over them. But what's going on with Micah Parsons now? Dude looks damn good, right?
Yeah.
How about Ray Lewis, who was literally charged with murder?
Yeah.
Murdering a man. His career turned out pretty fine, right? In fact, he became a leader on his team.
One of the best linebackers of all time.
Matter of fact, one of the just a leader in general, right? Like, people can change. Mistakes can be made. A lot of times, those are those coming to God moments. We were like, holy shit. That could have been real bad.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments. I mean, I can't say for sure. I'm not a telepathic or a psychic or anything. I can tell you for sure that's going to be the case with Jalen Carter. But I will tell you this: at number 6,
I would take him as well. I would draft Jalen Carter still.
I saw someone in Woodward Sports Chat say PFF
with the knowledge that we have now, based on what we have now, of him being charged with 2 misdemeanors.
Yeah. Ryan in Woodward Sports Chat, Mike Vick came back from prison. It's very true too.
Yeah.
Chris, you were going to ask a question, though. I apologize.
No, I was just going to say, kind of along to Spencer's point, I think, is that you gotta assume that Brad Holmes and the Lions staff have more access of information to this situation. And so if they do pass on Jalen Carter, say Jalen Carter is available at 6, then I think that speaks more to the situation. Like, I think that with culture being so important to the Lions, that I trust them to make that decision more than us who are in the public and may not be privy to as much information. I mean, I'm sure they even get to sit down with him and talk to him and even ask questions about that situation. So I would say that, for us, it's a lot easier, or it's a lot harder to make the decision, because they will have much more access to the information, and ultimately I'll trust them. If they draft him, then that means that they probably had extensive conversations and believe that in this culture he can change, or it was an honest mistake, or whatever the situation has.
100%.
Yeah, and Epic in the Woodward Sports chat says, I'm floored y'all think it's a sign of a good football player to be able to let people die.
No,
that's
it's
just
not saying at all.
irresponsible. It's a sign of a good football player to see what he's done on the field as a football player.
Yes.
That's what makes him a good football player.
100%.
So he made a bad decision, yes. Obviously, the results of the decision were terrible, catastrophic for others involved.
Yeah.
But as of right now, he's being charged with 2 misdemeanors. That's all I know. That's all you know. So saying that he let someone die and that's why he's a good football player, that's kind of careless. I'm saying based off of what we know now, which him being charged with reckless driving and racing, which are both misdemeanors in the state of Georgia, and what he did on the football field, I would still draft him, yes.
Epic, want to clarify, he wasn't talking to us specifically, he's just talking to guys in the chat. But no, yeah, it doesn't dismiss that it was a bad situation, but as Spinny said, in terms of on the field production, Jalen Carter is just one of those type of guys. Again, and there's no parallel to it, and we don't have all the facts.
Yeah.
But what do you got, JB? You got some breaking news? Nothing?
Somebody on the line.
Oh, okay. We got a caller.
Yeah, put him through.
What's her name, JB?
Ryan.
Ryan?
What yeah, it's Ryan in the car.
What's
up,
going
Ryan?
on, Ryan?
What's going on, boys? So, this is what I would do, personally, about the whole Jalen Carter thing. Now, obviously, it's a messed up situation. It sucks, but when you talk about character issues, keep in mind, the kid's 21 years old. He was racing his buddies. They were celebrating, whatever. We all make dumb decisions. I've done it. You've done it. It just happens. Keep in mind, a couple of weeks ago, it came out that Jalen Carter was buying meals for his teammates that weren't getting any money, NIL deals or scholarships or anything like that. So it comes down to a question of his actual character when it comes, they're obviously going to interview him. They're going to sit down and talk to him. Probably every team is going to. So this is what I say they do. If I was Dan Campbell, I'd take a book right out of the Ballers TV show playbook, just like The Rock did with Tristan T, and sit him down and see if he lies about it.
Mm-hmm.
They have access to the information. Get the information first, get the facts from the police reports, whatever the case, and ask the kid bluntly, what happened? Well, let him tell us all the story. See if he lies about it. If he lies, yeah, okay, pass on. He's obviously not a true character type person. He's doing, whatever. But if he tells the truth, the kid made a mistake. It sucks. Let him pay his price, and then just throw something in his contract, a stipulation. Hey, you get pulled over or drunk driving or something like that, your fine's quadruple, and you get suspended for 2 games or something like that. Give him a high price to pay, so he's scared enough to not make that same mistake again. I mean, he's a kid.
Yes.
That's the way I see it. He's going to be a generational talent, or at least he's projected to be. I think he's going to be. I think he's amazing as far as a football player goes. I don't know him personally, so I can't speak on that. But that's what I would do if I was in their shoes. I'd interview him after getting the facts and see how much truth actually comes out of his mouth. If it's all truth, pick him.
Shout out to Ryan in the car.
Yeah, shout out to
that
Ryan
was a
in the car.
brilliant take.
Appreciate you for calling
Thanks
in,
for calling in, man. I'm 100% agreeing
Yeah,
with
no
that.
problem.
I think that's the route you go, right? I mean, because you have not just like public information, you have your league investigators, you have your team investigators to find out the truth or the facts.
Yeah.
And then see how he responds to them. And then that's how you get an idea from it. This wasn't a malicious, purposeful incident.
Yeah, it was a bad decision.
On the behalf, yeah.
It was a bad decision. It was a dumb mistake.
In the same way we all just admitted to racing with our buddies, dicking around. We've all done it.
And we'll see what happens.
At 21?
We'll see what happens.
You don't know what's going to happen.
When the dust settles in the case, when all the facts do come out, what actually happened, and what the sanctions are, what the punishments are for Jalen Carter, if any.
Yeah.
And we'll see. But as of right now, what we know right now is he's being charged with 2 misdemeanors in reckless driving and racing. And that wouldn't be enough for me to pass on him at 6. Personally.
All this stuff, like, again, narrative-driven stuff, the same stuff we're kind of talking about with John Morant is like, oh, this is the spicier thing to feel more engaged about or spike conversation from, is you go the extreme version of it when, like, we don't have the factual version of it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Real quick, I just want to count how many pieces of shit are in the room. Are you drafting Jalen Carter at 6?
Yes.
Piece of shit. Young Chris, are you drafting Jalen Carter at 6?
With the information now, yes.
Piece of shit. JB, are you drafting Jalen Carter at 6?
Yes, I'm still drafting him at 6.
Bonafide piece of shit. Guys, we're going to be a big old clump of shit. I'm with you. I'm drafting him at 6 too. Chris, you want to say something else though?
Yeah, I just had a question of, remember how weeks ago we did talk about the rumors that there were character issues with Jalen Carter? Does that in any way, shape, or form affect your view on what happened? Like, does that now have more credibility and now you start to think more, or is that or are you just judging this situation off this situation alone? And
judging the situation off the situation alone and what
Correct.
we know out of it yet. Like, we don't know everything that happened yet.
100%.
So you got to take it with the facts that you're given, and like I've said it multiple times.
Yeah.
So
the question just like, does it make you more? Essentially, the better way to ask is, does it make you more nervous about this?
No, he made a bad decision. People make bad decisions.
He's 21 years old.
We'll see. We'll see what comes from it. We'll see what, like I said, when all the dust settles and all the facts clear, then we'll be able to make actual decisions on the topic.
Like
also, that character issue comment came before they won the national championship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the character issues were him barking at some dudes when they were in warm-ups at a game.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
It was all. I can't even say it was done in negligence. It was because he didn't do anything. He was just there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. These are misdemeanors he's being faced with. Like, it's not anything. I don't want to take it that extra step. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I just want to play devil's advocate.
No, for sure. I'm with you. Piece of shit.
Takes one to know one.
Let me tell you about Swiss Insurance. All right, my guy Mark will have you right and ready to take on the first quarter actually, still of this business year. Hit him up for your business insurance. Hit him up for all your insurance, your family, your cars, everything. Mark at Swiss Insurance. He's that guy. It's Mark at SwissINS.com if you want to contact him. Again, that's Mark at SwissINS.com. Tell him the good folks at Woodward Sports sent you. This is Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back with Brad Holmes QB comments.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WorldSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rex, Chris in the TD booth, JD Smooth on the 1s and 2s, Austin Cheek in the World Sports chat. One more thing on the Jalen Carter stuff, and I promise you we'll move on to the Brad Holmes stuff. But he said, when did 21 still classify you as a kid? According to Google, and this is actually the National Institute of Health.gov, the brain finishes developing and maturing to the mid to late 20s.
You're a man at 21.
Huh?
You're a man at 21.
The part of the brain, no, you're not. The part of the brain behind the forehead called the prefrontal cortex is one of the last parts to mature. This area is responsible for skills like planning, prioritizing, and making good decisions.
All right, let's talk about Brad Holmes.
All right. I just wanted to give that. I was just giving facts. I wanted to introduce this one in a lot sexier way because it excites me. Do we rip the audio for this one? I don't think I told Chris to rip the audio. That's on me. But Brad Holmes on Good Morning Football today was point blank asked by Peter Schrager, who did an excellent job interviewing him. Schrager had to be running off the Addies on that interview. He was way too on top of it.
Yeah.
He killed it. But he point blank asked Brad Holmes, because of Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft, had him taking
quarterback at 18.
Yep, Anthony Richardson at 18. He said, "Is that a plan of yours with your first 2 picks?" Point blank, your first 2 picks. In which Brad Holmes responded, Spinney?
He said that their quarterback room is something they're going to address. He said that they like Jared Goff. They've had conversations about this a lot, that they like Jared Goff, that he is their starter, but behind him there's basically nothing. So the quarterback room is going to be something they address. He said that whether it's in the draft or signing a veteran, they need to get something there. And he said they'd rather develop a guy. So I'm not sure what that means exactly, but he said, yeah, they like Jared Goff. He's their starter, but the quarterback room needs to be improved.
You know what's crazy too is another thing came up in this conversation. We've had clear, transparent conversations with Jared Goff on the matter. There's something else that came up last year in an interview with Rich Eisen. You know, we would have taken a guy if there was somebody there that we seen as an upgrade, and there was times we thought that guy would fall to us. Unfortunately, he didn't. But we have had clear, transparent conversations with Jared Goff 2 or 3 weeks ago during the Super Bowl media run. Actually, it was Jared Goff on Rich Eisen's show.
Yes.
And Rich Eisen asked him, "Are you the future? Are you gonna be there for a couple of years?" And Jared Goff, and he says, "Not a big deal."
He'd like to be.
He'd like to be.
Yeah.
But it's a business. I think once again reconfirming those clear, transparent conversations that Brad Holmes has had with Jared Goff. And I think that's one of the reasons that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are so highly respected by this team. It feels like Jared Goff's been point blank told, like, listen, man, like, if there's a guy there that we deem as an upgrade, you're going to have every opportunity to compete against him. But if he's there, we're going to take him. I see a lot of Lions fans, and I was a little bit brash with the announcement of it. You know, I said, ha, ha, ha,
Yeah.
Go cry in your bathrooms, you bitch boys.
Yeah, you were very brash.
Very brash. But the Gobblers are brash. I'm just matching the energy. I'm being honest with you. They're the ones going crazy. I'm just matching it. Go cry in your bathroom, bitch. That's your GM saying he's going to do it. Now they're trying to spin it as, oh, that means Hendon Hooker. Oh, no. The question was with your first 2 picks.
Yes.
He said we would like to develop guy. And I felt like, again, he said, you know, if opportunity presents itself. Does that mean they're drafting Anthony Richardson? I don't know. Does that mean they're drafting C.J. Stroud? If he's there in 6, maybe. And it could also be a smokescreen. You know, I can't deny that. But I once again, though, I think the important piece to take out of this are those clear, transparent conversations. That if in Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, they've all been pretty clear and transparent. Outside when you point blank ask them something that's going to ruin a draft strategy or something like that, or something that's just not fully solved yet.
They say what they mean.
Yeah,
they're not going to give you coach talk. They're not going to give you GM talk. They're going to go up there
1,000%.
and then they're going to tell you what they mean. They're going to tell you how they feel. They're going to tell you the situation. Like you said, unless it directly impacts their draft strategy or game plan, they're going to say what they're feeling. And Brad Holmes said what he feels. He said Goff's their starter. They like him, but they need to address the quarterback room, and preferably with somebody they can develop. So what does that mean for 6 and 18? I'm not sure. I still don't think they're going to get a quarterback at 6 or 18. I wouldn't hate it if they did. I wouldn't love it if they did. I'd trust Brad Holmes and his decisions. But they're saying basically what I said in this coming up to this draft, is they need to get a quarterback at some point, because the quarterback room is awful outside of Jared Goff. And now that you have legitimate expectations for this team, you have legitimate hopes that they can win the division, that they're the most bet on team to win the NFC. God forbid Jared Goff rolls an ankle, breaks a rib, has to miss a couple games, and then you're putting Nate Sudfeld out there. Like, no, you need somebody behind him at the very least. At the very least, you address the quarterback situation, because you need someone behind him that is competent enough to win you a game. And that could be someone I like in Clayton Tune in the later rounds, in the 6th round. I like Clayton Tune a lot. I don't know where he's going to fall, but I think he has a lot of good attributes. I think he's good size. He's got a good arm. He's he has the ability to extend plays. So I don't know if these comments from Brad Holmes are him saying, yeah, we're getting Anthony Richardson, or yeah, we're getting C.J. Stroud. I'm not going to put that much stock into it, but they're going to address the quarterback room at the very least.
And I think the second most important part of that conversation, too, was that term that you used multiple times in your take. Develop. Develop, develop, develop. How many free agent guys are you picking up and developing? I feel like the term develop is reference to a younger, yes, into a rookie quarterback. Now, point blank, if you're asking me, do I think they take a quarterback in that first round? I can't tell you for sure. But I know that if the guys that they admire, or most of us admire, and a specific name that I'll use, C.J. Stroud, if he's there at 6, especially, which I don't think is going to be the case, especially following the Jalen Carter news. But if a C.J. Stroud is there at 6, then yeah, I think you pull the trigger on that one. And I don't think there's any issue with him doing it. I don't understand why people just try to ignore the fact of what's going on literally in front of your eyes in the NFL. And I know I'm always going back and forth with Neil, but Neil's one of them that just, it's illogical to deny the things that are literally happening in front of your eyes. Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes played in the Super Bowl this year. Jalen Hurts drafted while they had Carson Wentz, who coming off the Super Bowl win and what would have been probably most likely an MVP season for him.
If he didn't get hurt, he would have won MVP for sure.
Right? Still drafted Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, competing back and forth with the Patriots. It felt like still drafted a quarterback. There's a window opens up when you have that full team, and you can afford a full team when you have a guy in a rookie deal. These are things, again, that are happening in front of your eyes. The conversation carries on and continues when you look at the San Francisco 49ers, who've been to the NFC Championship the past 3 years. What do? They've moved up to draft a damn quarterback because how to win is happening in front of your eyes. To sit there and to continuously just deny that, it's insane to me. The AFC, we went over yesterday, almost every single one of those MFers were on rookie deals. And if they weren't on the rookie, they're at least on the last year of that rookie deal. Yeah. Daniel Jones, on his 4th year of his rookie deal.
It was only Patrick Mahomes, right? And
literally, only Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen, technically.
Yeah, but he was still off the 5th year extension. Yeah. His big money starts this following year. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's happening in front of your fucking eyes. To sit there and deny that's why you're called gobblers. That's why you're insulted with names, because it's fucking point blank period in front of you. There's no denial of it. It's fucking facts. I don't understand why people get so upset with this, especially if you consider yourself a Lions fan. How do you see the evidence of teams winning Super Bowls, winning winning playoff games, going to the fucking playoffs based off this recipe, and you just want to fucking deny that for a team that you root for? You don't want that because of one fucking guy that we've seen be bad, that we've seen be good, but with a great offensive mind behind him, with great offensive pieces behind him? Sure. But again, in front of your eyes, you've never seen a guy win it on that type of deal. And that type of deal runs up in 2 years, and guess what re-ups? Another type of deal.
Yeah, he's not. If he continues to play like that, and that's the thing other people say is, oh, you'll get him cheap, blah, blah, blah. No. You see
Daniel Jones about to get
$40 million. You think Jared Goff's going to go get less money than he's paid now if he continues to play at the level he's at when his contract is up? No. So Brad Holmes came out and said it, that they want to develop a quarterback, that they want a young quarterback to develop. But right now, Jared Goff is their starter, as he should say, as is factual, that Jared Goff is their starter. But it's how many times does this coaching staff, the GM, have to say things that they want competition? If there's a chance for them to get better, they're going to take it. So unless you think Jared Goff is the best quarterback that's ever going to play in the history of football, they're going to draft a quarterback at some point. And he said, again, I don't know if those comments mean that he is going to do it at 6 or 18. I don't think that he will do it at 6 or 18. I personally don't really want him to do it at 6 or 18. But it's going to be addressed at some point in this draft, 1,000%.
The guys that are truly top 10, year in and year out, have these coaching changes and they remain top 10. The guys that aren't true top 10s, are year in, year out of the top 10.
Fluctuating, yes.
And that's Jared Goff. So to sit here and pretend that he's one of those guys that is constantly in the top 10, did you miss the 2021 season? There's a fact out here. Since 2017, the second most turnovers in the entire NFL. Can we be fucking serious? Sorry for swearing and getting mad, but it's holy fucking shit. David Gerald in the Woodward Sports chat asked, what guy in this draft would you take over Goff? My answer, the guy I think is probably the safest pick at the quarterback position, C.J. Stroud. 10 times out of 10, I'm taking him over Jared Goff. I think with Ben Johnson especially, you're seeing what Ben Johnson can do with Goff, who I think is less talented than some of these guys in this draft, or perceived as that. I think he can do all the same things with C.J. Stroud. Mm-hmm. I think you also add in the fact that, in my opinion, it's never been, I don't know why people were saying he wasn't athletic or couldn't run, but I've always felt that was the case. A little bit of mobility. Yeah. There's that too. So C.J. Stroud is your answer, David Gerald. But time to tell you guys
Let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's, because you can come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience or register for a once-in-a-lifetime down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's is open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime, no appointment necessary, because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
I gotta address this right now, because this is the part of this conversation that pisses me off.
Okay.
Is like D. Smitty, appreciate you. You're always in the chat. Appreciate you, but he says you're fat. Fuck you. No, he says Caleb Williams in 2024.
Man, I'd love that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Love to hear that.
Is that a realistic possibility?
Unless you think the Detroit Lions are going to have the #1 pick in the NFL draft in 2024, they're not getting Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Whatever team's in position to have him is
the
not
Detroit Lions to mortgage their future, to mortgage 4 draft picks to move up to get that pick, they're not getting Caleb Williams. Unless you think the Detroit Lions are such real contenders that Ben Johnson is going to stay here forever, he might be gone. Like right now, not only do you have Ben Johnson and a great offensive line in place, you have 2 first-round draft picks. 2 first-round draft picks in the top 20 and 2 second-round draft picks. So if there's any time to get a quarterback, it would be now. Again, personally, I don't think they're going to do it. But basing your conversation off saying no to that because you want Caleb Williams next year makes no sense. Because the Lions are not going to have the #1 pick in the NFL draft. And that's where Caleb Williams is getting picked.
Yeah. MMS 1346. This is my favorite thing to just a fucking slam dunk on. Literally like one of those little plastic rims in the back of your bedroom door when you're like 10, and then you wrote 13, you just never took it down because you're a guy, that's how we are. You're just fucking standing up, dunking on it all day until you fucking break it. This is a fucking slam dunk on you, bub. Brad Holmes said he's never deemed him as a bridge quarterback. Have you ever in your fucking life heard any GM call any quarterback on the roster a bridge quarterback?
I don't think so. I can't.
No, you haven't. They're not just point-blank insults.
Unless it's Tyrod Taylor and
even them.
Chargers staff literally punctures his lungs. So.
Even them, because you have to go to war with that guy. They're reinsured confidence. They're not ever going to point-blank call them a bridge quarterback. Not openly and publicly, at least. bridge quarterback is a media term.
Mm-hmm.
But he's time and time over again told you and Jared Goff, transparent conversations. You think he's lying about those transparent conversations with Jared Goff?
No.
Why the fuck would he do that? That pissed Jared Goff that too. You've never heard a GM use the term bridge quarterback when speaking about a quarterback on their fucking team. Their starting quarterback.
Yes.
And then another thing I want to slam dunk on too. Oh yeah, they're drafting the backup. Yes, Jared Goff is going to be your starter this year. That's another reason why you guys need to stuff the tampon inside you and calm down a fucking second. You still have your guy to start for this team and head into war this entire season. So why are you crying? Why are you bitching? He still Brad Holmes told him and you he has every opportunity to compete to be the guy for this team.
Yeah, unless he gets Russell Wilson, like he is 1,000% going to be the starting quarterback next year, even if they do draft a quarterback at 6.
Like what the why? What is wrong with people? Yes, guess who else was a backup once upon a time? Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson,
Tom Brady,
Deshaun Watson, Tom Brady. All these guys were backup quarterbacks at a point in their career.
Justin Herbert would have been the backup until Tyrod Taylor's lung was literally punctured by the training staff.
Jeez Louise, man. I just don't get it.
Did Trevor Lawrence start? I think, didn't? Oh.
Trevor Lawrence started right away.
Did he?
But to the Gobblers. This is like, because I'm getting a little bit concerned for you guys at this point. I feel like your brain's losing oxygen. You got to take it out of your mouth. Take a breath. Breathe in. Your brain can use the oxygen. You guys aren't thinking straight. You guys aren't thinking clearly. Jared Goff is the starter of this football team next year 100%. Even if he outperformed in camp, he's still going to be the starter until he fucks up. And then that's then going to be passed on to a rookie. And I'm going to tell you that means Brad Holmes is certainly taking a guy in the first round. This all very may so be a smokescreen. That's what good GMs do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God he does it, because we had fucking some dumbass Bob Quinn signed Chase Daniels to the highest backup quarterback contract in the fucking of all time just before the draft. What type of, and when you had the number 3 pick in the fucking draft, what type of dumbass?
That was the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Stupid. So glad they're gone. But
that was the dumbest shit ever. Everybody's like, well, the Lions aren't taking Tua. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. You fucking
Thanks,
loser.
Bob. Piece of shit. But yeah. No one's. Geno hasn't been called the bridge quarterback. Goff hasn't been called the bridge quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo, who literally was a bridge quarterback, wasn't called a bridge quarterback. No one's calling their quarterback a bridge quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
For fuck's sake, man. And to the window people, to my Neil, shout out Neil, I love you, Neil. It's not a thing. We just went over all of these guys that still
49ers have been in the window for a while. They've
Yeah.
never punched one in, but they've been in the window for like 6 years now.
And if Lance is healthy next year, they just may punch that one in.
Yeah. They probably. I feel like they could have beat the Eagles with Purdy.
Yeah. I don't necessarily agree, but I can't deny that could have happened.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be better than Josh Johnson.
Yeah. That guy. And if I'm not mistaken, too, he was signed like, what, 3-4 weeks prior? And Philly's a tough place to play.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ford Field. Philly, I think I said during this on the show, I think Philly might be like one of the best sports towns. Just the way the fans represent.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even go in there during a playoff series and order food. The restaurant owner will literally tell you to fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love it. Like, give me some of that. It's supposed to be Detroit versus everybody. I hope that we're in that same scenario. We're giving that same type of energy. Fuck you. Get your food from Philly. Where the hell you came from?
I hope Detroit places do that too. If it's a playoff game,
putting laxatives on your stuff,
and you got the Cowboys coming in to play Detroit next year, first round of the playoffs, and the Dallas Cowboys call your restaurant, tell them no. Tell them sorry. The heavyweights will come in and eat.
Yeah.
We'll pay for your meal. Just don't make food for the Dallas Cowboys or whoever. It doesn't have to be the Cowboys. I personally would like it to be the Cowboys because I hate the fucking Cowboys.
Everybody hates the Cowboys.
Get that same attitude. Like we saw when the Phillies were in the World Series, they turned down the opposing team at one of the restaurants around town. If the opposing team comes into a Detroit restaurant, says they want to eat, tell them no. Tell them no. Even though the Phillies lost, it's still cool.
That was the coolest story.
Yeah.
I love that.
I loved it. I mean, Philly, hey, Detroit Lions fans, like, we got to rock that same way.
Yes.
We got to rock the same way. That's why I was so, like, grossed out and disappointed by the LA Rams stuff.
Detroit Rams.
Yeah, Detroit
that shit
Rams
was
stuff.
so whack, dude.
It's one thing.
I was happy to see Stafford win a Super Bowl,
When he was in the Super Bowl, I was rooting for him because he's there at the big game.
Yeah.
Up until then, no, please.
But I'm not a Detroit Ram.
Give me this number 1 overall pick.
Let me get a better pick.
Yeah.
That was.
I'm rooting for my team.
I couldn't believe that shit.
I'm rooting for my team.
People are actually wearing shirts. If you wore a Detroit Rams shirt, you're a loser.
If you paid money for that?
Yeah, like that is just embarrassing.
Listen, I'm sure we have some Detroit Rams listening. I'll forgive you. As long as you hit that like button. All right? Smash it. It's for the free ski. Way cheaper than the Detroit Rams shirt.
We will never know. But you'll know.
Here is also.
You'll always know.
You'll always know. And you're right. Because this is what I was going to say, too. Like, the thing about the Detroit Rams shirt is, like, you could have you wore that then. Mm-hmm. But for the rest, you'll never wear that shit out again.
Never wear it again. Because you'll get clowned.
Yes.
But you'll always know that you spent money on that.
Yeah.
Idiot.
And it'll be in the back of your closet, just staring at you.
Kind of embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one more point I wanted to make on the quarterback stuff. I feel like I maybe overdid it. I apologize if I offended any golf gobblers.
D-Mac went hard today, too.
On the gobblers?
No, I'm people hating on Steve Eiserman.
Really? People are hating on Stevie Eiserman?
Yeah. I mean,
why?
They're talking shit about what the team needs and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't fucking know what they need because you're fucking idiots. I was like, oh, fuck, yeah. I was like, let it go, D-Mac. It was awesome. He got real hype.
Yeah.
Dropped like 6 or 7 F-bombs in like 20 seconds.
I do enjoy the like back and forth with the chat at times. I just wish sometimes more people called in. Shout out to Ryan for calling in.
And Hunter Krintz in the Woodward Sports chat, I rooted for them in the Super Bowl. So did I. There's nothing wrong with that.
Me too.
But buying a Detroit Rams shirt is different than being like, all right, Stafford won the Super Bowl. Awesome.
Yeah.
But like I see videos of people like screaming and cheering and stuff for Stafford to win this. I was like, all right, that's a little much. Like, I get it. He was cool. He was your quarterback for a while, but relax.
After they beat the Bucks, I sent out the tweet. They're winning the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody stopping these guys unless somebody got hurt in that team. That was a super team. I don't care what y'all say. That was actually for sure a super team.
Oh, yeah.
Odell Beckham.
They were loaded.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Fucking Jalen Ramsey.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Donald.
Thank you. Was Quinn on? No, I think Quinn was on that one.
They were loaded.
Nasty.
Wasn't Talib also on that team, too?
No, he was on the other one, though.
Was it who?
Talib.
No, yeah. That team was a super team, too.
Mm-hmm.
Team Talib, Marcus Peters, Aaron Donald. Like, they had dogs. Todd Gurley, Brandon Cooks, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods.
Jared Goff, great performance in that Super Bowl, huh?
Well, Todd Gurley was hurt. If Todd Gurley wasn't hurt, they would have won the Super Bowl.
I could see it.
Because Todd Gurley was, like I said, per capita, best running back I've ever seen. Like, his prime and his prime's prime is one of the best running backs I've ever seen play football. I didn't see Barry, so before you guys come at me, I didn't see Barry. Obviously didn't see Walter Payton or any of those guys. But for me, for guys that I've seen, it's, Todd Gurley, Adrian Peterson. LT had some real good years.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
for me, it's Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson, yeah. Because he did it for so long.
Yeah.
But like Todd,
no, also better than Todd Gurley.
Per capita, Todd Gurley, I'd take prime Todd Gurley over prime Adrian Peterson.
You're doing that because you're fantasy biased.
No, I mean a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But Todd Gurley's giving me 40 points every fucking week.
Prime time.
Every week.
Primetime AP was him. I'll never forget.
Todd Gurley was going for 190 total yards, 10 catches, 3 touchdowns a week. He was a monster.
My very first game as a season ticket holder for the Detroit Lions, I believe I took my boy Billy. Shout out Billy over there at the Boatyard Grill. But yeah, I'm with Billy. We're facing the Vikings. Is the first play, this dude takes it for like 80 yards.
Yeah. AP was a monster.
This is the season opener. You know how Ford gets. It's rocking.
Yeah.
Remember when that guy? Remember when Adrian Peterson literally tore his ACL on Tuesday and played on Sunday or whatever? That was
he came back in like 4 months and won MVP.
Won the MVP.
Disgusting.
That's crazy.
Disgusting.
AP is different.
Yeah.
He is him. When we get back,
Chris Johnson. Yeah. CJ2K's up there for sure too.
Oh yeah.
He's a monster. Jamal Charles had some real good years too.
Jamal Charles, actually, yeah. The Chris Johnson stuff, I used to deny it. I used to be like, there's no fucking way. I just kept.
Yeah, every time.
2K.
Yeah.
CJ 2K. Fast as hell. Tell us about, is it Custom Health?
Yeah, Custom Health. I can tell you about Custom Health.
All right.
Custom Health Centers. Because if you're disgustingly overshape and out of weight like I am, you might need the help of Custom Health Centers. And you can look at what they did for our very own Ryan Ermanni. He went from Corey Spaghetti to Corey McGiddy. But in all seriousness, Ryan Ermanni enlisted the help of Custom Health Centers. And now he's down upwards of 20 pounds. You can do the same. You just got to call them at 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446. Call Custom Health Centers today and let them help you lose some weight. Y'all come back now here.
Jesus.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
No, we did some, we tried to do that last year. We tried to take care of him in camp. I know this, he is a very talented player, and, he's a very talented player, and he's one of those guys that can take it to the house anywhere on the field. And he works. He wants to get it. He works hard in the classroom. And, we thought we had a recipe going into the year, and it didn't work out. He got a little bit banged up, and then by the end of the year, he started to feel better and his production went up. So, listen, we're going to start all over from scratch again, man. Let's find another way to see if we can help him stay on the field, and I already know he's doing that for himself, so we've got to do that on our end. What can we do better by him? Can we? Because he's too talented. He's too talented to not have out there. He's an explosive athlete.
Brett talks a lot about.
What up, welcome back to Whatever It's live on Woodsports.com. That was Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell speaking on Detroit Lions starting running back DeAndre Swift and his involvement with the offense next year.
Yeah, Matthew Berry posted that on Twitter. It's, they're down there in the combine, they're talking, GMs and head coaches have been talking, and that was what he had to say about DeAndre Swift. And I thought it was important because a lot of Lions fans want them to get a running back at some point in the draft. Some people are higher than others. Mm-hmm. Like Ryan's big into Bijan Robinson, Ryan Ermanni.
I'm a big Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, I don't mind it either, but they're going to get a running back at some point in this draft. I like Jahmyr Gibbs a lot. There are other people out there that are very good that you can find deep in the draft. We've talked about Dwayne McBride a couple times. We've talked about Muhammad Ibrahim, Chase Brown, different guys that you'll be able to find in this draft that can be Tank Bigsby. What's the name from TCU? I can't remember his name right now.
I like that kid. I like that kid a lot.
Yeah, but there are Kendre Miller. But there are a lot of running backs that will be available later in the rounds that I think could be effective. And a big question mark to that is what's going to happen with DeAndre Swift, because we know that when Swift plays, when he's healthy, he is explosive. He is a difference maker. We saw it at the beginning of the year last year where he was busting off plays, making a lot of different big plays in the passing game and in the running game, and he's an electric player when on the field, but every time he seems to be given those RB1 touches, those RB1 snap counts, he kind of breaks down a little bit and ends up missing some weeks. So Jamal Williams, again, we've heard a lot about different people who are connected with Jamal Williams that it's basically a done deal that he's going to be back in Detroit. And it's not going to be for as much money as some people are thinking. Like, he's going to be on a pretty reasonable contract. So you've got Jamal more than likely, and you've got DeAndre Swift for sure next year. And that was Dan Campbell saying that they're not giving up on him. They're going to try to use him in different ways because they feel like he is an explosive talent. They know what he can bring to this team when he's healthy, when he's available, what he can bring to this offense. So, man, I still want to see them grab a running back at some point. Yeah. Again, it doesn't have to be Bijan in the first round. There's going to be a lot of good running back talent in this draft. But, man, I can't trust it. I can't put faith into it that he's not going to break down. Do I want to see DeAndre Swift getting RB1 touches? Yes. Because when he is in there, when he is making plays, he's explosive, and he is a great weapon, both running the ball and catching the ball out of the backfield, but he cannot stay on the field consistently, especially when he gets those kind of touches. So let's kick the tires, man. It's not bad, especially since his contract's coming up regardless, and you got to think Jamal Williams is going to be here for a while.
Yeah. And they're actually like in talks right now, reportedly, Jamal Williams and the Detroit Lions. I think that's another piece that you're kind of hesitant to bank on having a same result as last year too. And I think we all got to witness last year too that he's your short yardage back. That's who he is. And everything you said about DeAndre Swift is very true. Everything that Dan Campbell said about DeAndre Swift is very true. When healthy is an absolute problem. That's one of the reasons I love Bijan Robinson. Yes. I believe he's all the same things. And I think you also have the I guess I can't guarantee that Bijan's going to have a healthy career. You know, he very well may be dealing with DeAndre Swift issues, and I hope that's not the case, whether he's a Detroit Lion or not. I want to enjoy great football players. But the reality is you can't bank on Swift being there, as much as I hate to say it. And there's some stats that came out from my guy Mobby. Shout out to Mobby. And he kind of pointed out the fact that like the amount of games that DeAndre Swift has missed is kind of like relatable to the rest of the games other backs have missed. I mean, Derrick Henry missed actually just one game this year, but last year he missed a couple games with his foot. Before Derrick Henry, actually not the great example to bring up, but whether it's Jonathan Taylor.
Derrick Henry's stupid, man.
Derrick Henry's just not even human.
Yeah.
Did you see that video of him working out with I think it was Von Miller?
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to think that guy's like a running back. Like,
the craziest thing of Derrick Henry's whole career to me was the picture. Sorry, fuzzy popped up. Of him standing next to Mark Ingram when Alabama was in the national championship
game.
Game.
8th grader.
Mark Ingram came back. Yeah.
Chris, can you pull that up, or Jay? We find that.
Can you find that?
Chris in Slack?
Mark Ingram looked like a child.
Look like an 8th grader.
Like Derrick Henry is. Could you imagine him getting a 10-yard head start and trying to tackle that guy?
Nope.
Like, I look at Joik.
Yep.
And I'm like, I wouldn't want to fucking tackle that guy.
But Joik was a beast too.
Joik was a beast too, but
he wasn't Derrick Henry.
He was Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Like, Joik was a big back.
Yeah.
You know, a big guy.
Joik's built like a fucking refrigerator.
Joik's a
literally
brick.
I'm not even joking.
Joik's a brick shit house.
Literally built like a fucking like a refrigerator.
Like, I look at Joik and I'm like, I would not want to tackle that guy.
Yeah.
But looking at, like, if I saw Derrick Henry in real life, I'd probably be like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a monster.
Dude is a freak of nature.
But nonetheless, like, here's the other difference, I guess, with Swift, too, is like, yeah, you may relate the amount of games that he missed, and this was getting to, I guess, with the Mobby point. You may relate the amount of games that he missed to other running backs in the league, and it may end up being like 14 games actually played. But the difference is, even the games that Swift does play, he's hampered by those injuries. He's not able to give you that full effort. Whereas the other guys, they kind of like allow themselves to take time and heal, or whatever the situation may be. But I think this is why I'm all pause intended, but like turned on by a Bijan Robinson in a Detroit Lions uniform, you know, and that's if he can stay healthy. I look at all the names I brought up the other day: Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. Like those first round guys are nice. They're good. That's undeniable. But same thing with those second round guys. I just don't know if there's a second round guy as close in talent to what Bijan is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And granted, everything you said about Todd Gurley, we have the picture of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, dude, like, look at ridiculous. That, bro. Looks like bring your son to work day. The guy is a monk. Look at how Mark Ingram's looking at him. Like, Jesus Christ.
How you got a full beard?
That is two Heisman winners, too. Like, both of those guys won the Heisman, played the same position for the same school. Although Derrick Henry shouldn't have won the Heisman.
That guy's got a full beard. It looks like his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Derrick Henry shouldn't have won the Heisman.
Don't somewhere, big fella. Nobody want no problem.
Should have been Zeke Elliott.
And like
Zeke had like comparable numbers. Derrick Henry had like 100 more touches.
And the guys, like the second round guys I like is like Zach Charbonnet. He's a bigger body guy, but we have what he has to offer in Jamal. So I want one of those like scat back type of dudes. But my man, would you say Keandre Miller?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be nice.
I think he could be good.
Like he
That's why I like Jahmyr Gibbs, honestly.
Same type of dude.
Yeah, he can catch the ball in the backfield equally well.
I know I've watched Jahmyr Gibbs play.
He's fast, man.
But he didn't
He's really fast. He's so fast. He makes fast people look not fast.
Man,
That's true.
Thursday they're running, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait. What position group are you most excited for, actually, Combine? Because now I can tell you mine. You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Cornerback's number one.
Linebacker.
Would you say linebacker? Yeah. Cornerbacks.
I love linebackers.
Cornerback's number one. Yeah, I'd probably say linebackers number two. But after our conversation just now, running back's number three.
Yeah, running back's up there too.
Yeah, I got to see.
There's a lot of talent out there, man, and they're all gonna be. I mean, other than Bijan Robinson, second round and lower.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's only gonna be Bijan's the only first round.
Yeah. I apologize. I took that as like only one guy going in the second round type thing.
Oh, no, there'll probably be two. Maybe Charbonnet and Gibbs go in the second round.
Today's March 1st. The NFL draft is what, April 20-something?
Mm-hmm.
We're close, guys.
I'm excited for the Combine, man.
We're close. I'm excited for the Combine, too.
Starts tomorrow, right?
And I'm very curious, too, because Dan Campbell had mentioned, tomorrow's Thursday. Damn, this week's flying by.
Mm-hmm.
But Dan Campbell had mentioned that he had interviewed 30 guys, and only 4 of them he had gotten, like, that football itch from. And
Jack Campbell's one of them, for sure.
Jack Campbell?
1,000%.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like Jack Campbell
looks like it.
Super Dan Campbell guy.
I guess he
gives me those vibes.
How do you dig on like people's personality? How do you find out? Like, I guess I'd have to be there for the interview. I wonder if Jalen Carter is one of those guys that interviewed too.
Jalen Carter interviewed with teams before he left Indianapolis.
Because I remember listening to Braylon speak the other day. He's like, what did he say? JB he said if you were picking anywhere past 5 or 6, he wasn't talking to you.
No. Wait, what did you say?
Braylon, when he was talking about doing the combine interviews, he was like, if you weren't anyone picking past like 5, he wasn't even bothering talking to him.
Yeah. I forgot what GM he said came up to him, but he was like, there's some stuff you need to work on here and there. He was like, what draft pick are you picking? Oh, 18? All right, yeah. Goodbye. Have a good day. And just walked off. Because he knew he wasn't going to be there at that
That's
pick
savage.
for them.
But, like, what if they trade up?
Yeah.
Exactly.
He said he thought he was going to Miami, though.
I know who it is, too. It was the guy, he used to be the quarterback coach for Big Ben. I think he was the guy like 2 coaches before Todd Haley.
Mm-hmm.
It was Todd Haley. Because they picked like 11 or something like that. But I'm curious, though, if Jalen approached the combine interviews process like that same mentality, like top 5 and only.
Kate Cunningham only interviewed with the Pistons.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But I guess the only reason
That's baller.
Because I obviously
Different than NBA.
want Jalen Carter to become a Detroit Lion. I only bring it up because if you're interviewing Jalen Carter, so say Texans, Bears, they had to sit down with him.
Mm-hmm.
You're not expecting them to bring that up, right? Like if knowing what came out afterward, are you then looking back at the interview like?
Oh, that's all they're gonna be asking you for Jalen Carter.
But I'm saying they interviewed him before the news came out.
Yeah, no, they're probably still
like is that
asking.
something that he was supposed to bring up or like? I'm sure they asked him like, is there anything coming up that we're not gonna be fans of or that we're gonna have to have press conferences about? I'm sure.
I'm sure the entire NFL knew before any of us.
That's fair too.
So
it is kind of crazy that it was kind of like an agent who wants him to drop.
He was supposed to
wants him to drop.
He was supposed to be on the
this news
podium
on
at
purpose.
10:30 today.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying an agent who wanted him to drop in the draft definitely.
Oh yeah.
Made sure that news came out.
But that's what I'm saying. He was supposed to. Jalen Carter, like defensive linemen, were supposed to be on the podium at 10:30 today.
And or you know what else I'm thinking too is maybe they wanted to come out now right before the draft started.
Yeah.
And be like a Larry
before it
Tunsil.
intensifies.
Like let it come out now and
That
die
Larry
down.
Tunsil shit was so stupid, dude. If I was about to draft a guy, but he posted a video of him smoking a gas mask video got posted of him.
Yeah.
You ever go to college, bro? You never smoke weed in college? Like, get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous.
Never.
But let me tell you guys about Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. Call them anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out
Right now, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Hi. How the hell are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hey guys, the lunch button here? Okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WorldSports.com. I'm your mate, Eazy, joined by my guys, Rex and Chris in the TV booth. JB Smooth, the ones and twos. JB, you pretty quiet. I know you said you would take, you still take Jalen Carter. We did discuss that. What was your reaction to Brad Holmes and the quarterback stuff?
I mean, from his comments, it kind of just sounds like that they're obviously looking at QBs in this draft, but to add on, he did say that they would take a look at the veteran QBs out there right now as well too. If one of those fits with the Lions very well, fits their style that they're looking for, then yeah, of course they're gonna jump on it and hop on signing them. There are some decent quality QBs out here in the free agency market that are veterans, but then again, I don't think he is really looking to take a QB at 6 or 18 from what it's saying. It's, for me, all I got was, we'll look at QBs, and if someone falls to us later on in the rounds, then we'll take a shot at them. But as Spencer says, I mean, I like Clayton too, and I don't have a problem with that. Hell, I'd even take a shot at Stetson Bennett later on in the draft. Either or. I mean, I would take a pick of either or. If Hendon Hooker's not there, I know you guys don't like him because of his age, but
I'd take Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, we both like Hendon Hooker.
I don't like Stetson Bennett though.
No,
I don't like Stetson Bennett.
He likes to party though.
He's just as old as Hendon Hooker, and he sucks.
Yeah. Nah, I love the prospect of Hendon Hooker. I think I guess in rebuttal to like what you're saying, the one takeaway I'd have, and again, I don't know that he's taking a quarterback 6 or 18, but the one takeaway I would have is like the term develop, I think was like key there, because I'm looking at the free agent quarterbacks right now. Marcus Mariota, that's not, you wouldn't use the term develop with him. Sam Darnold, I don't think you use the term develop with him. Jimmy G, Teddy Bridgewater, Kate, like these aren't guys that you'd use that term develop with. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think it's very much on the table. Is it on the table at 6 or 18? More than likely, probably not 6. Again, especially following the Jalen Carter stuff. Teams that may have wanted to take Jalen Carter over C.J. Stroud, definitely probably going to C.J. Stroud route. If you're considering C.J. Stroud, you need a quarterback, right? So like you take that. But following that, if one of those guys is at 18, I have no issue, especially at 18.
Yeah.
I mean, if you already got your defensive piece, whether it be Jalen Carter and or a cornerback, yeah, that is somewhere actually we could spend a little conversation. Because I got heated last night and I texted you about the guard.
Oh yeah.
So just so I'm not blindly like attacking my guy, because he's my guy. Shout out to Neil Rule, guys on BDE from 11 to 1. Yesterday's reel came out. You guys are in the Woodward Sports. You already know how I vehemently hate the idea of drafting guard, especially within the first 4 picks. But your guy Neil Rule said he would take a guard at 6.
Yeah, well, I mean,
at 6.
I'm pretty sure he played tackle. Yeah, he played tackle. but you'd use him as a guard until they move on from Decker.
No.
Peter Skoronsky is who he's talking about.
He's
the number 1 ranked offensive lineman in this class. He did play tackle at Northwestern.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. When I Google him, a lot of guard talk. Google him. Yeah, I think the one question mark with him too is like it's looking like the arm size, if I'm not mistaken. He's projected as a guard, but can play obviously the tackle spot. This doesn't even have to be a conversation.
Yeah.
One, he's projected as a guard because he's probably going to play guard, right? The arm length is an issue. Did we draft Riley Reif with that same arm length issue? Yeah. Did Riley Reif pan out?
Chief Reif?
Nah.
I mean, he wasn't bad.
Still around the league, but
he started for a while.
Start if you need to start him, probably. I mean, I don't know.
No, he started on Minnesota for a while,
and maybe he couldn't transition into that.
Shout out Chief Reif.
And by the way, too, like Minnesota wasn't known to have like a stellar offensive line. Like we've had our guy one bar on, and they're very critical of Minnesota's offensive line. But two, especially if I'm getting the argument wrong, stop me because I don't want to like blindly attack because again,
you want me to just tell you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it was basically if Tyree Wilson or Miles Murphy aren't there, if the quarterbacks aren't there, he likes the prospect of taking him over a cornerback at 6.
Over a cornerback.
Over a cornerback.
This is the Mr. Draft Capital salary cap guy.
Yes.
AAV. I hope we're all in understanding that cornerback is above guard. I think in the last 15 years, there's been 2 guards to go in the top 10. Like it's not like if you're talking about you don't want to draft corner because that's too early for a corner. Like guards are typically taken in the 20s. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I believe Skoronsky's slotted draft pick in a lot of mock drafts is probably within the teens or 20s. This is not a spot where you take a guard. And for the love of Christ, it's just not a need on this team. This guy, the same guy, is bitching about not taking a quarterback to sit because of your window. Well, if that's not a need on your team, that's prolonging your window too. just burning a pick on a guard that you don't necessarily need.
Yeah.
Top 5 line in the league. Shimon. Just not at 6.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that either.
But I also understand too.
I'd take a corner at 6.
To back off my guy Neil, to give him a break. When we're here live, every single day, you got to fulfill 2 hours. It's an off-season sports talk, and sometimes you're just thinking out loud too. You don't have sometimes you maybe come up better after you do a little bit of the homework, whatever. But we don't always afford that luxury of time to do so. I work another job. I know Neil does other jobs too for the Pistons, stuff like that. Sometimes just a conveyor belt of opinion when you're on these live shows. I don't want to kill him, but that's one that would never slip out of my mouth. Guard at 6?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Never. Am I tripping, JB?
A guard at 6? I'm a pass on that.
I'm trying to find in NFL history guards in the draft, and I'm just gonna give you first rounders right now. Kenyon Green last year went first round at pick 15. In 2021, Rashawn Slater, and obviously ended up playing tackle, and then Vera Tucker. 13 and 14. I'm going first round guys. 2020 there was not a first round guard. 2019 there was a first round guard. 14 Chris Lindstrom, cool name. The last guy to go top 10 was 2018. Oddly enough, guess what pick?
6.
Quentin Nelson.
He's pretty good.
Probably
the best guard in football
for sure. Hey, again, value on the team though, positional value, guard it up there.
If it's Quentin Nelson, it is.
I don't even know if it.
I don't think this guy's Quentin Nelson. But yeah, I have no problem taking a cornerback at 6. Says he doesn't want to take a cornerback at 6.
Number in 2017, there was not
his guy's Tyree Wilson.
Yeah.
Or trade back. He wants to trade back, but it was if he can't trade back, Tyree Wilson isn't there. He'd take Skoronsky over a cornerback
Chris mentioned something that we kind of just dismissed a little bit because we did address it. Like, we're taking him at 6 for sure. But, like, did you like the prospect of trading back as of now, right?
Yes.
But if Jalen Carter was there,
no.
Still, you're boom, absolutely taking him.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Does that then open up the window to maybe like trading up from 18 so you still do have your pick litter at the cornerback, or are you just playing it out and you like the 3 cornerbacks and you're just taking what's available?
I mean, you know my theory. I think you're going to have one of those guys there at 18 regardless.
Yeah.
Especially with, Jalen Carter like falling further in this draft. Well, maybe not. But I think you're going to have like one of those guys regardless, depending on how the combine goes. That's why I'm so excited to see these cornerbacks. I feel like these combine numbers are going to start to separate that cluster. What were you going to say, though?
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, but you'd be comfortable with taking whatever one is there rather than getting your specific guy. Like,
yeah.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, these corners are going to get separated, like you said, through the combine, and there's going to be some that you like more than others. Are you comfortable with just getting who's there? Or
I need that to
guy?
happen. I need that to happen because I need to, and obviously there's not like a tangible separation, right? But like whatever I view as that separation, I need to see how far it is. You know what I'm saying? Like if one guy's running a 4.4 and the 4.43 and the other guy's running a 4.45, like that's not enough separation for me to be like, that's the guy for sure. You know what I'm saying? So like it depends on that. But for me, I'm cool at taking my cornerback at 18 if Jalen Ramsey, I'm sorry. Well, maybe they could be the next Jalen Ramsey. But if the guy I'm in love with at 18 is there, or Jalen Carter, I'm sorry, is at 6, I'm cool with taking my guy at 18.
Yeah.
I'm cool with, like, I don't want this to be the case, but if Emmanuel Forbes is there in the second round, which I doubt that's going to be the scenario, I've seen him creep his way into the first round now too. But that's a guy I'm cool with too if I had to, go with that in the second round. Emmanuel Forbes, I forgot all the making of a playmaker at least.
Yeah, I like Emmanuel Forbes as well. And what else I like is that fish buffet at Big Boy, because Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy. Catch it while you can. Some favorites during Lent, like the shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and fish sandwich. Go to your local Big Boy today, and don't forget all you can eat fish fry buffets on Friday nights. Go satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Chili Peppers Tanning, that is where you need to go for the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals where they beat all competitors by $5. $5, y'all. And when you're there, don't forget to pick up those Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty Lotions. ChiliPeppersTanning.com, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Y'all know where you need to go. It's ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. We're trying to hit 100 before the show ends. I'll clear up some of the comments in Woodward Sports chat about the guard position, and maybe we end the show on the mailbag. You guys ask a couple questions, or we talk about Lions playing in Germany, or we say that stuff for tomorrow. It don't matter. Yeah. But clear up a couple stuff in the Woodward Sports chat. Our guy, let me find it real quick. Flicks Entertainment. I forgot. Flick Story Entertainment. He mentions it. Guard is a need. Next year you lose one. Okay. I concede to it possibly being a need. Is it a need that needs to be addressed in the first or second round? No. That's my beef, and I'd point to the guards we have on this team as examples.
Mhm.
Jonah Jackson, was that a day one pick?
No.
Second round pick?
No.
Third round guy. Evan Brown, undrafted.
Mhm.
I feel like if guard was like that premier of a position, you'd be able to pull an avid football fan. Actually, let's do it now. And JB, I promise you, this isn't to like mock you or go at you or make fun of you, but if the guard was as important as it is, could you name me the top 5 guards in the league today?
Top 5?
Yeah.
No, I could not.
Right. It's not that type of now.
Jason Kelsey, that's
could you name
about
me?
it.
No, I couldn't. Could you name me top 5 guards in the league right now?
No.
Now
Quentin Nelson's number 1
for sure. Now, if I said left tackles,
yes,
you start sprouting off some names.
Yes.
Right. Left tackle's a premier position.
Mhm.
Like that's a positional value.
Yes.
Left tackle's there. Guard isn't. I'm not burning my first round pick, my second round pick on one. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Now, if Osiris Torrance was there at what we have 48 and 55, second round, maybe. I still don't love it, but maybe. But I just you don't need to. I think the best guard, your guy, you just said Quentin Nelson, probably the best guy
for sure.
I know there's a dude on the Patriots who just got read up. Onwu, whatever the hell you want to say that name. Google it right now. He's a 6th round pick. Like, I don't know. And we've seen this here in Detroit, especially. Not to mention Jonah Jackson, not to mention Evan Brown, but even before then, Glasgow. Like, it's
The
not.
top tier of NFL guards are, per PFF, Zach Martin from the Cowboys.
He was a 1st round pick.
Quentin Nelson.
1st round pick.
Joel Bettino.
Joel, how do you spell that?
Bitonio.
Onino. Wait.
Onio.
Draft
from the
pick.
Browns. Then you got Wyatt Teller, Shaq Mason, Chris Lidstrom, Michael
Second round pick.
Onuwu,
Yeah.
Brandon Sheriff, Joe Tooney, Laken Tomlinson. Wow.
Now, he was 1st round pick for Lions.
Kelvin Ziegler.
I just don't need to burn
Yeah.
a top 4 pick on that one. I really don't.
Man, I got Jonah Jackson in tier 6. It's kind of disrespectful.
That's mad disrespectful. I'm not going to lie.
The list killers return.
The list killers.
Yeah, let's break down this list of guards, of NFL guards.
The weeds of the offseason.
Yeah. I think they can get a guy in the later rounds that will be effective.
Yeah. And that's why I'm not tripping. Clearing a couple comments over Sports Chat, too. This may not have nothing to do with guards. I'm really just randomly reading your guys' comments. Tim K. Just ask yourself, are the Detroit Lions better replacing a quarterback who was in the top? All right, we're not reading that one. Because he started calling Jared Goff a top 5 quarterback. That's wild. Bob's Big Boy, you're my guy, so I'm going to read your comment. He says, if you remember the Green Bay game where the flea flicker Goff bomb to J-Mo for a touchdown that got called back, it was because of our guard got beat so bad he had to clothesline him and spin tackle him. I don't remember who that penalty was on, but I do remember it being like a rock bottom situation.
Yeah.
Whatever it was definitely a flag.
Oh, 1,000%.
I do remember that, but that's another thing too. Like, that shit happens though. Like one phrase that Neil always says, "Hey, those guys get paid too." Or Sean Gary wasn't healthy for that one, but I know Devontae Wyatt they had. I like as a prospect. Quay Walker, who left that game early, I liked as a prospect. Like that, those are just situations going to happen, especially on like play action scenarios where like you're kind of in a weird, funky position to.
Goff is not top 5. Stop fucking calling Goff top 5. Jesus Christ.
Is it Tim K? If it's Tim K, don't.
No, Kool-Aid Kid, Woodward Spence, Chappell, point of contention. Goff top 5 or top 10? No, we're not doing that.
No.
Goff is not a top 5 quarterback. Stop.
I don't want to
stop it. Get some help.
Because here's the other thing too: is like I can make a poll. Is Goff a top 5 quarterback? One, as you said, Detroit Lions fans. What was the record that the Lions going last year? Like 16
and 2, or
15
or
and 2.
15
Yeah,
and 2.
15 and 2.
Yeah.
All right, so there's possibility of like that gobberness happening, and then 2. I know how the heavyweights chat. You all trolls,
jokesters,
yeah, pranksters
for sure.
You guys are trying to get us to draft a guard in the chat mock draft. You sickos.
Yeah, you guys are sick.
I know how you roll.
Sick fucks.
You just want to do top 5, just piss me off. He's not top 5. No. I wish I had
Cornelius T. I just want to piss off Spence. Travis Trilla, please do it. LOL.
Yeah.
You guys are trolls.
Evan, Detroit Dabbert. You know how you guys roll.
Yeah.
All right. Trolls.
We've been around.
It ain't nothing new. I want to get this one out the way because I don't know how much we can speak on it tomorrow, and I think it's one of those like half segmenters because we kind of touched on it before. But is there an update on the uniforms for the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, they're getting new helmets next year.
Like 2024 next year?
Like next season, they're gonna have a new helmet for their alternates.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Confirmed.
Yes.
Verified.
Confirmed. Yes, they're gonna have a new helmet next year. Not
Trust
like
me, bro.
everyday new helmet, but it's gonna be a new helmet.
Bro.
New helmet. They're gonna have new helmets for their color rush or their alternate jerseys, whatever you want to call them.
The color rush right now, they're all grays, right?
Yeah. And so we'll see what happens with those. And then the year after that, 2024, they're gonna have new uniforms. So the Lions
For every game.
Yeah, for every game, all new uniforms.
I'm a little nervous for that one.
Why?
Much like the quarterback position, it's easier to get worse than it is to get better.
Yeah, not really.
I'm trying to think of recent updates that I liked. And maybe
I like New England's new uniforms.
They had new uniforms?
Yeah.
The fuck do they do theirs? It's just like,
they just look better.
I don't even remember.
More crisper.
Yeah. I did like the Bengals.
The Bengals
color
all
rush
whites.
one.
Those
Yeah,
bitches
those are
were
nasty.
stupid hard.
Hashtag
With the
clown
white
sauce.
helmets, yeah. Hashtag clown sauce. Those boys are fire.
I'm not gonna lie. I was pro all black for the color rush or whatever. Fuck.
That would be sick.
It would be sick.
All black with like the blue outline, like a Honolulu blue outline lion on the helmet.
But then I also seen the old school. Someone did a Photoshop of DeAndre Swift in the old school, like powder blue. I was like, that looks kind of.
I just hate the fucking just silver helmets. Like when it's just the silver helmet, that shit is so whack.
What do you think, changing to blue?
No, but like, you know what I mean? When they do the throwback things,
It's just plain silver.
and it's just a plain silver helmet with nothing on it.
Yeah.
And like the shit stick is like, those are the best jerseys they got. I was like, Boomer, sit down. Like those are trash. What are you talking about? There's nothing. It looks like a peewee team.
I'm nervous. We're already too easy to clown on, Lions fans and Detroit Lions organization themselves. Like, remember, and this wasn't even like a Detroit Lions product, but the 5950, they came out with the hats that were like, they had the letter of the team, and Detroit Lions. Fucking even hate saying this out loud. It was an L.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Like,
It's gotta be a D. It's gotta be a D.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a D.
If I can bring up a random jersey that I love, that Minnesota Purple Rain Prince jerseys.
Yeah.
Those were fire.
Those are
probably
the
one of
light
my
blue ones?
favorite.
Yeah.
No, like purple, like
They're
Prince.
purple.
JBQ sent that to him. The Purple Rain Vikings jerseys.
I just.
No,
I think they're going to be better. Their jerseys are kind of boring.
Yeah, I think it's like an unfair competitive advantage. Teams like KC, maybe the Steelers, and Vikings to a certain extent with the yellow cleats, yellow gloves.
Why?
I feel like flags at times. I feel like fuck with the other team.
Not at all.
Oh, I've heard announcers say it. There's a flag. Oh, nope, that was a glove.
Yeah, well, it's different from an announcer and a player.
Well, no, players too. You just see laundry floating around.
You're taking off your gloves and
Lingerie.
throwing it.
My panties.
Yeah, you think like you're waiting for them to start. You take off the glove, throw it, so they think it's a false start. You just light the quarterback
See,
up.
you could though.
No, you couldn't. You would get flagged for doing that.
If they catch it. No, they definitely would see that.
Yeah.
You remember the guy who got his finger ripped off in the kick return? He played for the Cardinals?
No.
Dog, he lost his finger in his glove.
Oh, yeah.
Dudes are built different.
Gnarly.
That is crazy.
Shit is gnarly. Let me tell you guys about SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. So if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Buongiorno. Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on WorldSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rex, Young Chris,
cousin.
JB
Business
Blue.
is a booming.
What do you say?
We're in the killing Nazi business, and cousin, business is a booming.
I'm so mad it's not available on Netflix.
That's Brad Pitt's best role in any movie he's ever done, by far. Brad Pitt's a great fucking actor too, by the way.
Is that?
I love Brad Pitt. He's such a good actor.
You've seen all of the Tarantino films, right?
Yes.
You know the one based in Detroit?
Yeah.
True Romance?
Yeah.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, you see Brad Pitt in that one though?
Yeah.
It's so trippy because I was watching it like first time. You know what I'm saying? To see like little shit Brad Pitt like making his way and playing
Brad Pitt,
playing a like pothead to like what he is now. It's kind of crazy.
Best Tarantino movies, in my opinion, probably. I don't know, man. 1 and 2 is hard. Django and Inglourious Bastards are 1, 2.
Really?
Yeah, and then Pulp Fiction.
JB, are you a big movie guy?
Yeah.
Where do you rank your Tarantino films?
Fury is a great movie. John Green.
I've never seen Fury.
Dude.
I'm not a big Quentin Tarantino fan, but I do like Django and Pulp Fiction though. Those are up there. Those are top tier.
I think
Django's probably my favorite. Django or Inglourious Bastards, my favorite.
Wow. Over Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. I mean, Pulp Fiction's a classic too, but like those are just so well done. I remember being in the theater watching Django. I think it might have been midnight release, but me and my boys were in there, and fucking that Rick Ross song comes on with the theater slamming. I need 100 black coffins. Black coffins. Black coffins. I was like, oh shit, bro. I need 100 black coffins for 100 bad men. I was like, oh, this is fire. But no, Django's sick.
Which one's Fury? What is Fury?
Fury's with John Bernthal, Shia LaBeouf, Brad Pitt. It's when they're in the tank in World War II.
How the fuck?
Dude, it's such a good fucking movie.
It's a Tarantino film?
No.
Oh.
But it's a great fucking movie.
How'd that even come up then?
Brad Pitt's in it.
Oh. I'll have to watch it. Clamp Sauce. Oh, man. I hate to agree with Clamp Sauce, but Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs is great.
It's up there.
Reservoir Dogs is
now
great.
that Clamp Sauce mentioned as his number 2, the N-bomb is dropped in that movie.
Kill Bill's great. Kill Bill's great.
The Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight's great.
You like Hateful Eight?
Yeah.
It looked corny to me. I didn't want to.
No, Hateful Eight's dope.
You know what fucked me up on watching Hateful Eight was I feel like the Adam Sandler movie came out around the same time.
Yeah, that Ridiculous Six is trash.
Yeah, it like fucked me up.
Hateful Eight's sick. I went and saw that in theaters. Do like extended director's cut, so it's like 4 hours long, and there's like an intermission, like halfway through it, and it came with like a booklet and shit.
Yeah,
it was dope.
I've given up on like 3-hour plus movies. I'm not investing my time.
I seen
Seven's really. What's in the box?
What was that movie? That mafia movie that came out like 3-4 years ago. That was like 4 hours long. I'm trying to remember. I'm blanking on the title right now, but that was.
I know
damn
what you're
good.
talking about.
Yeah.
Where they
them.
paint houses.
Yeah. Why am I blanking on the name?
Fuck.
But that was great.
It was Scorsese's latest movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Who's Seven? Is that?
Seven's a Brad Pitt movie.
Okay.
That's a good movie.
What's that about?
What's in the box?
What's it about?
I don't want to tell you. It'll ruin it. You should watch it though. It's really good.
Rank these movies.
Two is up there for me. I loved that movie.
What is that movie called?
I can't. I'm gonna look it up.
It just came out. It was the mobster movie that just came out most recently. It was on Netflix. It was like 4 hours long. The Irishman. The Irishman.
Yeah, thank you. That was good.
That was a good movie.
That was a great movie.
It's long. It's real long.
Yeah.
Kind of drags. The first like hour kind of drags pretty hard, but it's good.
The one part that kills me though, that actually made me laugh like at the movie, was when he's when he's beating up the guy who was like messing with his daughter or whatever. He looked so old in it. Like it didn't look tough at all. It looked like the guy wasn't even getting beat up. That part was funny, but it was a damn good movie.
I'll never forget. It was like one of my girlfriends, and one of my favorite movies is. Shout out to whoever said it in the Woodward Sports chat. BD3 Thought Criminal, Law Abiding Citizen. That's like one of my all-time favorites. And I was like insulted she hadn't seen it.
DNC Entertainment. What a mailbag segment.
Oh, I know. Hey, we ain't got no. I ain't seen any questions.
Happy birthday, Troy Weaver.
Yeah, happy birthday, Troy Weaver. And before we get too taken away with this, shout out to Dylan Larkin. We didn't really get into it because the Hronik trade just happened at the beginning of the game. I only get two minutes of Red Wings talk, but. I'm really happy the Larkin deal got done. 8 years, 8.7 average, $69 million contract.
Nice.
I have the graphics. You want me to throw them up?
Yeah, you can throw it up. Shout out to Dylan Larkin. Shout out to Steve Eisman for getting this done. Happy for the captain. There it is. 8 years, 8.7 million AAV.
And here's the specifics.
I'm very happy. And yeah, this one it's front loaded. It's a front-loaded contract. So year 1 he's going to make.
I was just talking
10
about
mil.
this.
Year 2 he's going to make 11. Year 3 10, and then 8 7.5 6 or 7.5 7.
Like I
no signing bonuses, all salary. So
wish I had enough connections to speak to general managers because I feel like this is a theory that I would want to try or want to know why teams aren't doing it.
Yeah.
I guess football makes a little bit more sense because guys are getting hurt. Not that they don't get hurt in hockey, but football. For sure getting hurt, not guaranteed money, but like, why not front load a contract? That way they all work in sync when you re-sign the other dudes that are backloaded. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if all my skill players are on rookie deals, I would front load my quarterback's contract to when I had to re-up my skill players.
Yeah,
I can afford them.
Yeah, that's basically what they did. But
that's brilliant, I think.
Flick Story Entertainment says Django, then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's great too. You can't go wrong.
I heard great things about that.
Great things about that one. I didn't.
You didn't like it?
I liked it, but it took. The best part was the ending.
Well, yeah.
It was like just too much build up for
when he
like.
Fucking unloads on that dude with the dog food can.
He's on shrooms too.
Yeah. That's acid.
Okay.
It's an acid. He smokes an acid dip cigarette.
You know my other part is Bruce Lee getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because Bruce Lee's an actor!
No, but I like Inglourious Bastards is better than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to me. Dude, Inglourious Bastards is one of my favorite movies.
It is one of my favorites.
Have you seen Ex Machina?
You told me about that, and I started to watch it, but my bootleg
things.
That is my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Law Abiding Citizen.
Law Abiding Citizen.
I made this girl watch it. I'll never forget my reaction to the beginning, because the beginning's fucking crazy. And I was like furious.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a fucking great job. When movies can draw emotion, like when you cry to a movie, that's fucking.
Ex Machina is my favorite movie of all time, dude. When there's a scene where he's kind of like losing his mind, like he thinks he's a robot, and he fucking like cuts his arm, and it's fucked, dude. And like I said, I had a big ass TV in college. Like I think it was like 65 inches. Had that bitch in my room, little ass apartment, or like my little ass room in my house, completely lights out. It's probably from like me to you was the distance between me to TV. I smoked like 3 blunts. I was watching that movie, bro. I was like, oh my god, like, and fucking Oscar Isaac is one of my favorite actors.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
He's such a good actor.
What does it say about the Law Abiding Citizen for the third time?
Law Abiding Citizen's a good movie.
That was a damn good movie.
No, but like,
movie for sure.
You ever like sometimes
Hacksaw Ridge is really good.
You're nervous to like tell somebody check out this. No, I guess
Hacksaw
not so
Ridge,
song,
because they won't enjoy it as much.
Yeah,
as you.
yeah. Like you're afraid to like tell them like your favorite one because you want them to like as much as you, and they don't. You're like, fuck you, that's my favorite.
That's how I was with Uncut Gems.
This bitch had the same exact reaction as I did to Law Abiding. She paused it. She's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, hell yeah.
Hacksaw Ridge, that's a tearjerker. That's a tearjerker.
This is random as hell. And the only reason I thought of it said Hacksaw, but the Johnny Cash movie.
Johnny Cash movies, yeah, that's a good movie.
Was the Elvis one good?
I didn't. My dad watched it. He didn't like it that much, but I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. I'm gonna check it out. It is long though.
I couldn't take it seriously off the trailer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are you guys? Were you at
Brave Little Toasters? All I gotta say.
Bro, hold on. The other
coded comment of the day, Brave Little Toast.
Did you guys see the Elvis trailer biopic? Like half of it is him like sitting in his apartment depressed when Martin Luther King got shot. They're like, Elvis, you need to perform. He's like, I can't. I'm like, all right, I don't think this necessarily happened. I don't think this is historically accurate.
He just meant so much to me.
I haven't seen
I think that
Uncut
was a
Gems.
little
I heard
whack
Uncut
touch.
I haven't
Gems,
seen Uncut
but I
Gems
have
either.
not seen that. But that'll do it for us today. We appreciate you all tapping in to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. For the man to my left, the one and only Speak Easy, Chris Platty in the TD booth, JB Smooth on the ones and twos. I am Spencer Extra. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.